going on, guys? So in this video, I quickly just want to break down this YouTube Research Agent content operating system that essentially works in two phases. It has the Notion database, and then it has the brain behind it, which is the actual N8N workflow automation. So let me just break down quickly what's going on. Everything lives on Notion, and the kind of setup is essentially throwing in your competitors. So this is very similar to an Instagram research agent that we've built and installed before, where you throw in your competitors and then your page, and it cross-references the top performing content. In that case, it was Reels from your competitors and your own page, cross-references that, and that is the data that driven behind giving you topic ideas. Same exact thing is baked into the YouTube agent, except now you're throwing in YouTube channels, and then it's going to analyze those and give you the top performing niche outliers, competitor data. That is what helps the agent actually decide topic ideas. So very similar to the one we built for Instagram, but this is now all for YouTube. So you throw in your competitors in this. I only have 3. You can add as many as you want. I would recommend 5 to start, because the way that the agent flows is the very first step of grabbing the competitors from the list in Notion. It's going to take the top 3 best performing reels based off of views of each competitor. So if you have 5 competitors and it's going to get the top 3 for each, that's plenty of data to go off of. And of course, it takes your channel data, and that mine is very limited as I'm just beginning posting on YouTube. But for yours, you plug in your YouTube channel in the very first phase. That's what this is here. I'll give a very high level overview of the automation. I'm not going to go node for node, but that's the very first setup. And then, of course, it does the same info for your own channel. The reason we have this, putting in your competitors, grabbing competitor data, and grabbing your data, is because that is what happens when you click generate ideas. You click generate, that executes a workflow in N8N, which is actually this idea bot. So that's just a webhook that essentially is going to use the information that we just gave it from the competitor data and my channel data, all which is from phase 1 and phase 2, and it's going to output into Notion these ideas. I ran this earlier, and these are the ones it gave me. The very important takeaway here is the quality of your output is dictated by the quality of your input. My input's not so great right now because I don't have a lot of data on my own channel, right? One is about ClickFunnels, the others is about automations. And so that makes sense why the ideas here are having to do with automations and some of them ClickFunnels. Okay, that's kind of the first phase, is ideation. And you can click that as many times as you want till you have some ideas you want to run with. Now, as the content moves down the pipeline, so does the automation. Essentially, once you have an idea you want to run with, obviously you work on scripting it. Personally, I created a custom ChatGPT that actually has my ICP, my offer, my content messaging, the hero's journey, viral. It has all of these in it, which are obviously going to be unique to your offer. But when you upload your ICP, your offer sheet, your content messaging, the hero's journey of actually yourself, viral hook formats, and a hook vault, which all are proven formulas for top performing, viral content. Alex Hormozi, Russell Brunson, all of their teachings are baked into here. That is the system prompt of the custom GPT for the scripter. So essentially, I'll just take an idea that it gives me, and I'll throw it into the custom GPT with the information that it has on my messaging, my audience, my offer, and it'll write the script. Anyways, during that phase, that's what I'm doing in the scripting phase. When you click into this, it goes, you add all the information, and I'll walk through that. But literally, the video I'm filming, I'm going to call this YouTube Research Agent. I'm literally going to use this system for the video we're filming right now. And so it's technically to film. Okay. Now, when I get done filming this, I'm going to make a thumbnail, and I'm going to download this Loom video, and I'm going to upload it right here into Notion. I'm quite literally going to download the Loom video to my computer and upload it like so. Earlier, we did an example, and that was one of these. I think that's this. Yeah, this was a screen recording example I made. Uploaded it with the thumbnail. Now, because you're shooting Loom videos, as I am right now, and it's quite simple, the beauty in Loom is it gives you a transcript. I feed that transcript to my script GPT that actually writes the description of the YouTube video. That's really cool because it has the CTA It knows, based on the custom GPT, it knows obviously all of the market stuff we just talked about, audience, offer, everything. So it's going to be pretty solid. And then I've instructed it to always include the CTA to book a call. So it's going to take the transcript, which, I will do that in this video. Obviously, I'm going to end it recording, take the transcript, upload it to GPT, and have it write a description. The description is going to have a CTA because that's what I told it to do in every description, a link to book a call. For your CTA, it could be different. Now the tags, I've baked all these into my system because these are related to the videos I make. For example, we can go AI agent for small business. We can go AI booking system, and one more. Let's go cryptocurrency AI agent, right? That's good for now. Just for an example. So now when we upload this video, which is we're getting into the next phase of the auto poster, when I change the status of this piece of content from to film to, let's do it now, to edit, that's going to trigger a Slack automation, which you can see here. When status is set to edit, notify the channel. And so what just happened in Slack is in marketing, my editing channel, they're going to be notified in Slack that the new video is ready to edit. Now, same thing happens when the editor then takes that piece of content and slides it on over to review. Now, keep in mind, different formats call for different workflows. This doesn't really call for editing, right? It's just me downloading a Loom video, uploading the Loom video to the media file section of the content piece in the database, and then with the thumbnail, the media file. For the thumbnail, I can create a real thumbnail, but we'll just use this as an example. This is Sam Ovens. This is just an example YouTube thumbnail. Obviously, you would add your own, and a way we can iterate this workflow down the road is actually adding, if at this point you haven't realized, we can basically do whatever we want, and I think we can add another section that creates a thumbnail with AI. In fact, I'm working on that for myself because I find value in that for me. And so I'm going to figure out how to generate my own AI thumbnails based off the transcript of the videos that I'm making, right? So that can be added down the road. But the point here is just you upload the thumbnail, you download the video from Loom, you have GPT write a description of the YouTube video based on the transcript of the Loom video, which Loom makes it really easy. You copy the transcript and feed it to GPT. It puts out a really nice description, keyword optimized. Here you manually select the tags that you want, which are super important for SEO, in video SEO for YouTube. And that's basically it. Now, if you select the post date, let's go to the post date Wednesday the 12th. What you're going to see here is that will obviously show up on your calendar. And chances are you're already optimizing a lot of the content for a calendar view like this. As you can see, YouTube Research Agent, the thing we're demoing, just got added to the 12th. So if you want to keep track of post dates like that, you can. I like this board view, honestly, and I can see the status. The most important thing here is when I click and drag over to post, or obviously you can just change the status here to post, that's going to trigger the automation to grab the media file, which, excuse me, right now we don't have that because I'm literally recording this video. But you're going to be watching this on YouTube, so you'll know that when I'm done recording this, I'm going to hit stop recording. I'm going to download the Loom video. I'm going to upload it right here. I'm going to take the transcript from Loom, and I'm going to have my custom GPT scriptwriter write a description. And I will keep it as it runs, just so you can look at the description with the CTA to call and everything. Yeah. And then editor, if this is a video that's a little more complex, I will assign the task to my editor here. They'll get a notification in Slack, right? So all of these, the Notion database that's driven by the AI infrastructure in the back end is all tied together with Slack as the internal communication engine, basically. All right, so that's what happens when you trigger to post. As you can see here with Notion, there's a lot of power in using Notion because when the status is set to edit, the editor is notified. I already showed you that. When the status is set to review, all right, they are notified. They're notified. When the status is set to review, it'll be notified in the same Slack channel, right? Like you can see here, new video is ready for review. As you can see, that was a few minutes ago. It's currently 3:22. That's sent at 3:20, so that must have been triggered when I changed the status of the content piece in Notion database to the new video is ready for when I changed it to review. So that makes sense because I dragged it in review, right? Same thing happens when it's to edit. You go here, new video is ready to edit. That happened at 3:20. So while I was demoing the example of showing you changing the status of the current content piece, which is obviously this YouTube research agent, we can see that it triggered to edit. It's sending a message in Slack that it's to edit. Now, whoever's in this channel will be my editors, basically, and he actually is in this channel. Don't steal my editor, but that's him. New video is ready for review. Cool. So that obviously happened there. Now, the beauty of the automation, and I think where I'll wrap this up around 10 minutes in, is just when you change the status over to post, it's going to post it. That's exactly the way you're watching this video on YouTube. The reason being is because when a status is changed to post, that triggers the workflow. That grabs the media URL, it downloads it, it uploads it to YouTube, it grabs the thumbnail, and then it goes ahead and uploads it all, and then it marks the status as done in Notion. That's going to quite literally, sometimes I like the table view here, that's going to change from to post, it's going to take it to posted, done. That automation, and I'll wrap up here, when you can see the automation when it's marked as, when the status is set to complete, then we also notify Slack. So the automation is changing the status to complete, and that automation within Notion is sending the Slack message, new video has been posted, and you can see that in published. And it'll say, this is the test I ran earlier when I actually ran an example demo. It'll give you the link. It'll say new video published to YouTube. It'll give you the link. So every step of the way, you're notified in Slack, especially because there are times when you want to let the editor know, okay, it's ready to film, right? You let the agent ideate video topic ideas based off the competitor data that you put in. You put competitors in, it grabs their top performing content, it cross-references that with your top performing content. That's phase 1 and phase 2. All right, so far so good, very similar to the Instagram research agent. And then those ideas, when you're clicking generate ideas, that's going to pump it right here. Now the weekly report runs every Sunday at 3 a.m. You can make that whatever, I just like 3 a.m. But this is going to erase, this is going to archive all those pages every week, every Sunday, and make sure it's up to date. So every Sunday at 3 a.m., the way I have it set up, it'll delete all this and it'll run the whole automation again to make sure competitor top performing YouTube videos are up to date, and so are yours, right? As you continue to post on YouTube, hopefully you'll climb, your content will start to perform, and this will be up to date. So as of now, this is an accurate depiction of my YouTube, and I have 32 views. This is my greatest viewed video in the last 24 in the last week, or we have it filtered to only show, limiting to the top 5, I believe, the top 10, right? Now I don't even have that many. It's a 6-month filter. So in the last 6 months, I've only posted this many videos. As I said, I'm just beginning this process. But that's kind of the system I've built for myself and my clients, and that's kind of the value behind the engine of having a content operating system, I call it. Just something very aesthetic in Notion, very easy to use for the team, especially people who are needed to be involved in the editing process, like the editor being notified in Slack, people that need to be involved in the reviewing process before it gets posted, and then the person who final approves the video and then drags it into to post and then automatically posts that YouTube video. As you can see here, that's exactly the final step in this stage where it literally auto posts. So the whole idea, to wrap it up, is you film a video, ideally a screen recording like this with low friction, very low effort. You stop recording, you download that screen recording to your computer. No SD card, no cameras needed, because that just complicates the process and prolongs the time from shoot to post, right? So with videos like I'm filming right now, stop recording, download it, upload it to the Notion page, wherever it is, with a thumbnail, the description from the transcript like I showed you, and then it automatically posts. The only other thing I haven't really gone over here is Speak to Social, which is a little side bot, little side quest, where you can go into Speak to Social Slack channel, and you can send a voice note. If you're like me, you'll have random ideas throughout the day, and you're like, damn, that's a sick idea. But just like adding things to your calendar, which I created another automation for, which I won't go on a tangent about, but like adding things to your calendar kind of takes effort, right? I'd rather send a voice note to my assistant, AI assistant bot on Telegram, and say, yo, add this meeting with client name at 3 p.m. today. And it does that, and it adds it to my calendar. In fact, that's exactly how all of my meetings in my calendar have been added, is through a voice agent. So I added the same kind of formula here in a Slack channel. You send a Slack voice note, and this agent here is going to transcribe it. It's triggered when you send a message, text or voice, it doesn't matter. And it's going to figure out basically with the information it has from the Notion database. It's gonna add that. It's gonna update a page. So whatever ideas you have throughout the day, you send a voice note. Whoever you add to the channel, can be you, can be your team members, can be a public channel, and then it'll ultimately, all you have to do is spit out ideas throughout the day, and then it's just going to continue to aggregate in the ideas column. And that way you, as the business owner, can just see all of your video ideas, and you as a team member can track the process as the content goes through the pipeline, as it's being scripted, as it needs to be filmed, as it's ready to be edited, reviewed, and posted. And the team is notified and up to date every step of the way with as little manual interference as possible. I think that's a good place to wrap it up there. That's just a quick insight into the YouTube research agent. So that's what I'm calling this, my YouTube research agent. And then I'm calling the Notion database Content OS. But this is the power of N8N automations tied in with a database like Notion. Notion is goated. There's no other platform on the market that is similar like this. At the end of the day, they are all very similar. Monday.com, ClickUp. You can do very similar things, but if you're already using Notion, there's no point in trying to jump ship and build from the ground up with another platform. Just optimize what you have. You can see the power in a platform like this when you set it up right and when you hook up a few other softwares. The stack here is basically Notion, N8N workflow with automation, ChatGPT for script writing, but I know everyone's already using ChatGPT somewhere in the workflow. But really, it's Notion, N8N for the automation, and Slack. And you guys are already using those platforms most likely. So to tie it all in together with a nice content operating system like this, powered by AI, and then of course I forgot to mention everything works the same for short form. And the way I've broken it up right now is I have one view, one database. This is kind of actually how it works. So these are all the databases. I have one for long form. This is all the short form content database, and this is all the long form content database. Because if you know anything about Notion, these are just different views to view different databases. And so I like to view short form content in a board. As you can see, I'm a little all over the place here. I have a lot of videos to edit, right? Need to get to that. And as you can see, these are my ideas, right? Private school dropout, nice. And long form for YouTube. So this is the flow of the content that I have in the pipeline for YouTube. And it gets automatically posted every time I drag it to post. And every time it's posted, the agent changes the status to done, which obviously to posted, which is going to be in the green, right? Those are the videos I posted. You can see the post volume, right? It'll look better over time. Or if you want to track things with a calendar. Sometimes I like to look at things at the table view. But honestly, I'm more of a board guy. That looks nice. And that is it. I'm gonna call it there. If you'd like me to set up an AI infrastructure like this for you, then you better believe there's a CTA link in the description where you can book a call and we can talk more about what that would look like to build this infrastructure for you. Alrighty, thank you for watching. Talk later. Bye-bye.